What we've done is we've created the ability to look at video interviews and transcribe audio, look at word usage, and actually look at facial features and the way people communicate.
Guys, I have to apologize for not covering this steaming pile of dog poo earlier. HireVue. HireVue basically uses AI to scan an interview video that you do for a company to decide if you're the right fit or not. It scans your voice, it scans the tone that you're using during the interview, it scans your vocabulary. You're using big words or layman's terms or whatever it is. It also scans your face to see if you're smiling, happy, agreeable, disagreeable, etc., etc. And this has just gotten out of control. Appreciate it if you could like this video so more people see it. Subscribe if you want to see me expose the corporate world some more so you know what to avoid and what is decent. We'll watch this video in a second about the CEO talking about why it's a great thing for everyone. But if you go on like YouTube here, there's all these recruiters talking about how to game the system, how to beat the HireVue algorithm of how it scans your face and what words it's checking for and what words it's not checking for. When I said play the game, play the corporate game or get played, I didn't mean having to game an algorithm to get a job. You shouldn't have to game an algorithm for a job to be able to get the job. You should just be able to be the best candidate. This software essentially just profiles people. The definition of profiling, the recording and analysis of a person's psychological and behavioral characteristics so as to assess or predict their capabilities in a certain sphere. Now, it is legal, I guess, to profile people if they want a job, right? You have to screen them somehow. But the question is, what is it screening? What does their AI look for? It tells you kind of what their AI does, like smiling, sad, nervous, confident, but it doesn't really go into detail about what it's checking. And again, like all these YouTube videos of people like, here's how to pass the interview, 5 mistakes you need to avoid for HireVue. And it's like, I didn't think it would be accepted like this. So you apply to the job, and instead of someone reaching out for an interview, you just get a link to HireVue in which it asks you some basic question like, what's your biggest weakness? And then you record it and send it to them and hope it scans you well enough so that it moves you on to the next phase. This is insanity. Like, why do these videos have so many views? Like, no hate against these YouTubers, right? They're just trying to do their thing, and they're all usually recruiters, but like 666,000 views on how to game HireVue. Shouldn't it be how to be the best candidate for the job, how to have the right skills for the job, something that's checking your tone of voice if you're smiling or frowning or if you're sad or nervous or confident? Like, that doesn't check your skills. Everyone's nervous, or most people are nervous in an interview, so this is insanity to me. This is HireVue interview practice, an actual real-time interview. So like, this is what it looks like. Explain why your background experience would be a good fit for this job, and you have like a few minutes to answer the question. So not only like are you normally nervous, but now you're put on a timer. Normally, if someone asks you a really difficult question, you're not under pressure. Like, there might be a time for the interview meeting to happen, but like, you're not under this sort of pressure. It looks kind of something like this. So it's detecting the verbiage, the vocabulary, and the face, and then it's using that to decide, to profile you if you're a good fit for the job or not. And some people have kind of like had some backlash towards this, but somehow HireVue is like popping off. It's super popular. Everyone's moving to HireVue, I guess because you don't actually have to try anymore to hire the right people. You just let AI do it. It doesn't matter if they're a good fit for the job. It just matters what the AI thinks about the tone of voice in their face and gestures. That's really what it comes down to. This is like really sad. Most of this stuff is just not fair to the candidate. Some person's really confident, some person's really nervous, but the nervous person is better for the job. Who do you think is going to get it according to this AI? This is the CEO. He's on Fox News talking about how great his product is.
Welcome back. Your next employer could be using artificial intelligence to determine whether or not to hire you. Created by HireVue, Assessments is a video intelligence program that scans job applicants before recruiters meet them in person. Major companies like Goldman Sachs, Unilever are now using this AI software to locate talent to hire.
So this anchor is like, all these big companies are using it, so it must be legit and completely good. Those are trash companies to work for anyways.
Chairman Kevin Parker. Kevin, it's good to have you on the program. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Interesting idea. Explain how HireVue's assessments program works.
Interesting idea. Way to simp, lady.
Well, we've been in the video interviewing business for almost 10 years now, and our customers have really been looking very broadly for talent. What we've done is we've created the ability to look at video interviews and transcribe audio, look at word usage, and actually look at facial features and the way people communicate to look for the attributes that our companies, our customers are looking for in their talent pools. So it gives them the ability to look very broad.
The company that's hiring doesn't even know who you are. You just got to pass the AI test.
And then find the very best people.
So can you indicate something by technology that maybe a human can't see from a facial expression?
No, actually it's doing what humans do in person. Remember, as people, we communicate on multiple levels, not only the words that we're using, but the intonation in which we use them, and our facial features when we communicate. And that actually communicates a great deal.
What about those people who just have like resting bitch face? Are they going to be profiled against? They going to be discriminated against just because generally they just look unhappy, but like they're actually pretty chill and mostly happy. But just if they're walking around, they're just, and that's just their default state. Like, you shouldn't have to do all this.
What the technology enables us to do is more or less replicate what a human being would do. So
More or less? You mean way less?
we can help companies find candidates that are empathetic, that have great customer service skills, that have all the qualities that their most successful employees do. So we're really replicating what people do in person, but doing it on a very, very large scale.
Hey, Kevin, it's Ryan Knutson here. What do you input into the computer in order to give it the intelligence to make those kinds of determinations? Because
You can tell this guy has no idea about anything to do with machine learning or AI. What do you put into the computer? You have to program something?
obviously this is an assessment that is still driven by human opinions, right?
It very much is, and what we do is work with our companies to model after their most successful employees. So if we're looking for customer service people, we look for the people that have the highest customer.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to call this CEO a giant piece of dog poo, but I'm going to have to say that you are. Do you think if this CEO had to take the test for this position through his own software, he would make it? I'm just going to say I highly doubt it.
An algorithm, a model based on the company's desires and hopes for their talent pool. So it's a way to replicate their most successful people. And
Oh my God, take a shot every time he says successful.
they can now interview very, very broadly and interview thousands and thousands of people. And we help them find the very best people and have them move to the top of the list, if you will. And so they can find those people quickly and interview them first.
Does it help protect against bias in hiring that people may have that you can strip out of the computer?
It absolutely does, and we're very, very rigorous about that, and our customers have diversity as one of their very significant goals, and we make sure the models and the...
So it's literally screening diversity. Is that not any sort of racial profiling? Because if it's screening for diversity, it would be ethnic profiling, gender profiling, all these things they seem like discrimination, but if you put those labels on it, you can't criticize it, right? So, interesting.
The algorithms we build eliminate all of the bias, and so we can start out with a...
How do you build an algorithm to eliminate bias? An algorithm is inherently looking for something, meaning it is biased.
very, very diverse candidate pool, make sure that we're not introducing bias into the process, and it really lets the talent shine through, and we'll neutralize any bias in the process as a specific part of our work with the company.
Kevin, can you cheat it if you're interviewing for a job?
You can, and you know, there's a lot out there on the internet about video interviewing, and it's really a great opportunity for candidates to really shine. We all know that resumes are a terrible way to find top talent.
This isn't any better, though. This AI face scanning isn't any better at finding top talent. And listen, Mr. CEO, it's not talent. It's hard work. It's practice, dedication, effort put towards the craft consistently. It's not just top talent, okay? Hard work beats talent every time. I hate when CEOs just use fucking buzzwords.
And it's a great way for a candidate to tell their story, let their capabilities really come through.
As long as it's positively filtered through your garbage AI.
So it's not something that you can really game or cheat. I think, you know, since
It's not something that you can really game or cheat. See, let's go back to YouTube here. Oh, here's the platform overview. Here's a Target interview with 50,000 views. Top 10 higher view interview questions, 300,000 views. What else we got in here? This guy's entire channel just has like tons of higher view. How to game the algorithm for a higher view. You can't really cheat it, but you could figure out how algorithms work and then say the things that it wants to hear.
Good stuff. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
What's really unfortunate is that this company is here in Salt Lake City. So maybe one of these days I'll have to head on down there, just get a nice look at their office. Oh, by the way, they have a giant office building and everyone works at the office, even though they're programming AI and stuff all day. So it's one of those companies. Ugh, dude, Utah has so many corporate cringe companies. We got like Bamboo HR, which they call like Bambooligans. I don't know. All the Silicon Valley wannabes come here, and it's just corporate cringe, copy paste. All right, so here's one of their clients, one of the customers that pays HireVue, and then they use HireVue to get people for the jobs. Listen to this guy's explanation about why he uses HireVue.
I think our top 3 challenges before HireVue were, how do we really reduce our time to fill? We had a lot of challenges with.
Isn't that really like a sad state of affairs? Reduce our time to fill, because this is for the restaurant industry, and the restaurant industry is just turnover day and night. And for all you cooks out there, chefs, sous chefs, whatever it is, I respect you guys because you work really, really hard, and I don't think you guys get enough credit, and you definitely don't get paid enough.
And then I think the other biggest issue, especially with campus recruiting efforts, is how do we attract a new generation of employees? What seems cool to them, what's a little bit different, and
what seems cool to them, what seems different. How to attract the new generation. Well, here's a pro tip. It's not using AI to scan people's faces and voices. That's not what's cool and hip. You're like the same age as me. How are you such a corporate cuck?
And then how can we integrate that into our story and our culture so that
How do we integrate HireVue into our story and culture? Nobody cares.
it's not just a piece of technology that we're using, but it's something that we're providing to them that adds benefit and adds value to their process.
So they're saying that you going through this AI filter adds value to you as the candidate. It's all for you. It's for the importance of the employee. It's not about us. We're not saving money by eliminating all these other things. It's about you, knowing if you're rejected or not. But we won't tell you why or what it scanned or what it told us about you, but it's the benefit for you.
Ever since implementing HireVue, life is completely different. It's been great because we've gotten really good buy-in from our executive team and up to our parent company as well.
Oh, dude. This guy's doing lots of one-on-ones with the CEO. Those one-on-ones, you know what I'm saying? One-on-ones. Gotten lots of buy-in from our executive team. Dude, this guy has been taking notes in board meetings.
Because some of the buy-in is included, completely radically changing the way that we think about hiring, the way that we think about HR in general, so it's permeated through different departments.
But here's the thing. I don't even think these people that use HireVue could pass their own HireVue. They probably didn't have to go through this process. They just got there and decided to implement it and told their boss, look, I automated something. And they're like, wow, cool, you saved us money. Keep doing it, I guess.
You really need to look at those people that are driven, that understand, and that are willing to do the research and find an internal champion for your product to disrupt, to be the leader of that change rather than...
Oh my God, it's like he's searching for words in his brain. What kind of corporate jargon could I use in this interview to make it sound good?
Us pulling internal resources from another department, but really assigning someone to be that chief disruptor, that chief collaborator in the organization.
Chief disruptor, get the fuck out of here. Wait, how has being a champion for HireVue affected you professionally?
One thing that's been so great is we have gotten a lot of great buy-in from our executives and way up.
Says it again.
I'm only 25 years old right now. I've only been with my company for about just under 2 years, but I'm already thought of as a thought leader, and so that's...
Oh. Is that a joke? Nobody even knows who you are. How you a thought leader?
Huge for me in my own personal growth and development that, I get invited to a lot of meetings. I get, I'm that first person that people come to for, what do you think about this? Is this a good idea? How is that going to affect some of the other things that we've already been looking into? Or are we all...
I get invited to meetings and they ask me for my opinion. So you could say I'm a thought leader.
Already looking into this. So that's been huge for me that I've kind of become a go-to person just because of what HireVue's done and the team at HireVue and what they've been able to offer us in future solutions.
The problem here, I know I'm being really harsh. The problem is how bought in someone so young is. He's 25, I'm 31. I understand that this is hot garbage. Big hot garbage. And this guy is like, it's fantastic. Boy, I would like to see you take your own HireVue interview for the position you have now and see what it says. Same for anyone else that uses HireVue. Take your own interview. See if you pass. I bet you won't.
Blowing my mind and making me think, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? It's almost so much information to handle. So you're definitely not just buying into a piece of technology or a platform.
Dude, they definitely pick the right person to shill. For other corporate people that shill like this and talk like that, they pick the right one. This guy knows all the words. You don't even get a chance to explain yourself before this decides if you're good enough or not. And that's the entire problem here. Like, there's an entire subculture on YouTube. Like, look at this. This is the Voomer thing. 7 common hire view questions and how to answer them. See.
You know how to answer those questions. How dropping us a like.
No,
how
definitely.
gently you let
Sorry,
somebody
bro.
down.
It's just amazing to me how accepted this is. People are just like, oh yeah, I got to do this video interview. Like, for me, I'd be like, I would message the person, or I'd get an email to HR and be like, what the fuck is this? Like, let me talk to someone. This is insane. I don't want to work here. I don't even get a chance to explain myself. Some AI just filters me. No, I'm not applying it. You're garbage. It's trash. Goldman Sachs uses it. Goldman Sachs is trash. You use this, you're trash. I'm sorry. I'm going to lump them all under that umbrella. If you use HireVue, you're trash. Spend the time, spend the money, vet your people, find the right people. Don't just depend on AI to do it. Like, there's so many, it's just not good enough yet. It's not good enough. Maybe in like 50 years, 100 years, maybe. But like right now, no. There's an entire channel, Voomer Interview Prep. You just change the V to a B. That's the type of people who use this software. 7 critical HireVue success tips.
Here are 7 quick steps to success. Plug in your laptop. Don't fail by running out of battery. Second, you can add boxes to raise your camera to eye level. Get rid of the light behind you.
Is that what it's checking? It's checking if a camera's at eye level or not? Why should that be any criteria?
Use an external microphone. Add a feature to the frame. Wow.
He's not even using an external microphone. He's using the ones on his earbuds.
What a different first impression. You can get instant feedback on your video setup from AI over at tryvoomer.com and check out our other videos on getting prepared.
The entire channel doesn't need to exist. Okay, I get it's a company that's trying to make money. The gold rush is like HireVue is a new thing. Video interview is a new thing. So Voomer here is going to sell you shovels so that you can practice your video interview before you actually have to do it. None of this should exist. I just hate when people remove the human factor from hiring and applying to jobs. This is why, like, I don't care. Like, lie on all the applications, lie on all the resumes. I don't care anymore. They get to use AI against you. You're supposed to be like Honest Abe over here. Honesty is not rewarded in the corporate world. I wish it was. Wish it didn't have to be that way. But if they're going to use this type of garbage against you, then you do whatever you need to do against them. But get your paycheck. Move on with your life. HireVue eye contact. What?
Would you like to watch a video where the presenter does not make eye contact? The person watching your HireVue certainly wouldn't. Phones and laptops are great ways to record your HireVue, but the lens and the screen aren't aligned. If you just keep looking at yourself in the return feed, it will look like you're talking to somebody else.
Or what you could do is you could drag the little HireVue video thing up to the top of your screen next to the camera, and then you can still look at yourself. And then it looks like you're looking at the camera. Like right now I'm looking at the top of my camera, but it looks like I'm looking into the lens. They just heart their own comment. Voomer, free trial. God, I don't want to waste my time with this. Let's see. Job, Goldman Sachs, Goldman Ball Sachs. Okay. All right, career prep program. Oh, fuck off. I'm not making an account. Video interview techniques. How to beat the bad robot.
Secret about HireVue and Spark Hire video interviews that very few people are aware of and almost no one is talking about. Want to know what it is? It's a bot.
You shouldn't. This shouldn't be a part of the interview process. You shouldn't have to figure out how to game video interview AI. You should only have to worry about if you're a good fit for the job, you can get the job done, and you can get along with the people at your job. You shouldn't have to worry about this first before they even bring you in to test your skills. Anyways, guys, I think I've ranted a little too long here, but HireVue and its subcultures and its completely egregiousness in the corporate world these days. Sorry it took me so long to cover this. Apparently it's all over the place and it's super popular. Really sad state of affairs. I have a Patreon. Link for the Patreon's down in the description. There's some other links in there that support the channel. I would appreciate it. Helps me to keep doing what I'm doing. That's all for now. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.